Hey YouTube, I have something pretty special to show you today. What you're looking at here looks pretty good. You're probably thinking, yeah, it's a reproduction Sharps, big deal, lots of people have them. But what you're really looking at here is an 1859 new model Sharps. It's original. It's a cartridge conversion, and if you're wondering about case colors and things like that, some people may have a heart attack thinking, my God, he took an original Sharps and had it refinished. But the good part is, if you know anything about restoration, not just refinishing, but restoration, you'll probably recognize the name of Doug Turnbull. His refinishing and restoration business is known for case coloring Smith & Wesson models, and also for some of the best restorations in the business. If you look online and you look up in YouTube Doug Turnbull, you may find a video where one of the collectors associations actually say that I think Doug's refinishing and restoration work can actually add something like 10 to 20% to any firearm. And the reason that Doug Turnbull did this Sharps, I actually found this Sharps when we used to live in Western New York, and went to a gun show. I think I was probably 13 or 14. I always wanted a Sharps. I didn't really want a reproduction. I was dying for an original Sharps cartridge conversion, and I even knew at that age the chances of me finding one are probably 1 in a million that's actually got a nice barrel. So walking through the gun show, I just happened to see a Sharps up on one of the gun racks, and it was already refinished, and it was a horrible refinish job on it. So I looked at it and I thought, it's got to be a reproduction, because some of the reproductions back in the early 90s had really crummy case coloring and it was kind of oily looking. So I thought, this is probably just a reproduction, but let me take a look just in case. The stock looked a little bit older. So I walked up to it, took a look at it, and checked the markings. And as soon as I checked the markings, my eyes lit up, I'm sure. Actually went to go get my dad and tell him, hey, I found something, we need to go take a look at it, it's an original. I think the price tag the guy wanted on it was $700, which is still a pretty good amount of money in the early 90s, but I think it was his uncle's or something like that. His uncle had passed away and he just wanted to get rid of it. So we took a look at it again, and come to find out, the barrel on it is actually a Sharps barrel. However, it's not the original barrel. It's actually a barrel that Sharps put on it before they went out of business. So I don't know if I'll be able to show you here, but I don't know if you'll be able to see the rifling. I probably need to put something underneath there. I may have to twist the camera, do a second video on rifling, but the rifling is actually absolutely perfect. It's basically like a brand new barrel. The markings are not the old markings on the barrel, but the sights are the original sights. Probably won't be able to see the RS Lawrence on the sights. Maybe you can a little bit. I'll put it a little closer. The sights are all original. The barrel is the only thing that isn't original to the gun, but is actually done by Sharps. And here, I'll turn it around here so you can see the markings on it. Maybe you can see that. So when I saw that it had been refinished already and that the barrel was shootable, that pretty much got me hooked on this gun. So that's the background to it, and I'll show you a little bit more on it. The case color is up a little closer. If you know about Turnbull restorations or have seen any of his guns, definitely go online. They do all kinds of Winchester guns. You'll find the 1 of 1000s on there that are completely restored, and they're basically, he brings it back, the case colors back to original. So I think that's why it actually adds value to a gun if you have Doug Turnbull do it properly. The case colors on this, let me bring it up here so you can take a look at some of them. They're actually really pretty. You'll see all the actual Sharps marks there. All the standard marks from Sharps and lettering. So you can see the case coloring is just Sorry, I had a little hiccup there with the camera. I'm not sure what was going on. Maybe I had it too close and it liked the sharps too much, but I was just going over the case coloring on this from Turnbull. This again is in the early 90s. It has a saddle ring there, and on the actual stock, you may not be able to see it on the video, but you see up here there are two little notches that are almost like where an old cartouche was, and if you read anything about the 1859 inspector's cartouches were up here by the saddle ring. And I think just over time and with the refinishing of the stock, the cartouches are out. You can just faintly see them there. So there's the other side. It still has all the normal hardware on the sharps. And I may, in one of my other videos, actually take the breech block out so you can see it out of the gun. It's got some markings on the actual breech. Let me see if I can find them here. Yeah, right down there. Let me flip it around. There you go, LC down there on the breech. So, just wanted to show everybody that you can restore and still do a really good job. Let's put another close-up on the case coloring. I think this is serial number 73,000. Yeah, 73,295, I think. Work the hammer just for you. I think there's actually also a marking on the takedown lever here. I think there may be a, yeah, you can see it right there, an S. And I'll show you the stock is all colored, case colored. And the pewter, I believe it is, fore end screws are all blued. And this, I've shot it plenty of times. There's some other Sharps markings on the side here. Sharps patent, 1848. I think that's what that says. Yeah, September 12th, 1848, and another S is at the top. Another stamp. So, I just wanted to show you this. I've shot it many a times. As I said before, the barrel's absolutely perfect. It's like it just came out of the factory. So, I just want to show you guys and take a look at Doug Turnbull's work from, I don't know, almost 20 years ago now. Just so you can see what he can do and how he can make these look pretty much back to original. I think there's actually an S stamp up there on the block as well. You can probably see it there. So just wanted to bring it to you. Maybe I'll do a shooting video with it one of these days if I can get to the 100-yard range. It's extremely accurate. The trigger pulls about, I think, 4 pounds on this. I'm not going to dry fire it, of course, but almost dry fired it, which I don't really like to do, but really won't hurt it too bad, honestly. So that's the Sharps. 1859 new model, converted to 4570. I'll open it up here again real quick. I'll take the breech block out in one of my other videos. And that's my Sharps. Feel free to comment, yell at me, tell me to do something different, whatever. But hopefully some of you can appreciate this rifle. I know I have. Thanks for watching.